Thank you for the successful seasons that we have completed this year, and please help us to end the seasons that we're having right now successful. In your mother's name we pray. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at our hour of death.
Thank you, Janae. My name is John Sheath, and I have the opportunity this evening to introduce two new Hall of Famers, the Shamrock Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame was established in 1999 to recognize student athletes who made significant contributions to their sport at Scotus. Also for coaches and athletic directors who exhibited extraordinary leadership at Shamrock Athletics, and to recognize boosters for special support given to Shamrock Athletics. Tonight it's my pleasure to introduce two inductees. One is a booster and one is an athlete. Plossa is a graduate of the class of 1970. He played football and basketball during his Shamrock career, and he was on the school's first state championship football team during his sophomore year. However, we are recognizing Tweet, as he is commonly known as, for his work as a booster of Shamrock Athletics. In 1983, Tweet, Al Nabalski, another Scotus grad, and former head basketball coach Frank Spinseri formed the original committee that started the Shamrock Alumni Basketball Tournament. This tourney continues today and brings back to Scotus hundreds of Shamrock graduates, both men and women, and is an event that many schools emulate but cannot match in the numbers of participants. In fact, I remember when I first started, many schools would call and say, "How do you guys do that? It's just amazing." It's all about the tradition we have here at our school. Tweet's next venture was to help create the Columbus Softball Association, and he proudly reports that nearly every Scotus coach has played in the league, especially on the powerful Tweet's Sports Shop team. Tweet also enjoyed high school athletics and the spirit of competition at the high school level. He even tried his hand at coaching one year at Scotus, and he was the freshman boys coach in basketball in 1974. Then, in 1975, Tweet took a seat at the Scotus basketball score table, and he became the team's scorekeeper. He says he took the position because it was the best seat in the house. He's been taking care of the scorebook for the Shamrocks ever since. Folks, that's 45 years of dedicated service to Shamrock Athletics. I know that Dave's heart has always been for his alma mater, and that is why I'm proud to introduce Dave Tweet Plossa as a new inductee in the Shamrock Athletic Hall of Fame. Our second Hall of Fame inductee is Ewers from the class of 2011. Amber was a multi-sport athlete excelling in volleyball, cross-country, and in particular, track. Amber tried one season of volleyball her freshman year and then transitioned to cross-country after that for her fall sport for the rest of her career. In cross-country, Amber was a member of the 2009 team that captured the district title, and Amber was named on the all-district first team. In 2010, the girls' team again captured the district title, and they ended in 5th place at state. That year, Amber earned second team all-state recognition in cross-country. However, it was in track that Amber excelled all 4 years of high school. In her freshman year, Amber ran the 200 at districts at a current school record time of 24.5, which, by the way, is the 5th fastest all time in the state of Nebraska. Her resume at state track was even more exceptional. Amber qualified in 4 events each of her 4 years of high school, placing in 13 of those state track events and leading the girls' team to a state championship in 2009. In 2008, she finished in 4th place in the 100, 5th place in the 200, and she was on a 3rd place 4x100 team. The next year, 2009, she finished 3rd in the 100, 1st in the 200, 1st in the 400, and she was 1st on a 4x100 team that ran a school record time of 49.99. Her junior year, 2010, she placed 2nd in the 100 and 200, and in the 400, she placed 1st, won the all-class gold, and set a school record time of 57.41. That same meet, she ran the 800, finishing in 7th place. And in her senior year, battling injury all season, Amber was still able to earn 3 state medals, with a 3rd place finish in the 100, a 6th place in the 200, and a 1st place medal in the 400. It's a pretty nice resume, isn't it, folks? Besides her athletic accomplishments, Amber was an all-conference academic excellence winner in 2008 through 2011. She was academic all-state in cross-country 2009 and 2010, and academic all-state in track and field 2010 and 2011. She was a 2011 Scotus Athlete of the Year. She went on to run track at the University of South Dakota. Congratulations, Amber. Let's recognize our 2nd inductee.
It's the experiences, the people I met, and everything I learned about working hard, about going to virtue, how to persevere, how to suffer gracefully, how to be humble. And I am very grateful to have been able to learn this place. And I'm glad I received this school. So thank you.
Thank you, Amber. It's always great when our honorees are able to come and join us. Amber came in from Omaha with her young family, and we really appreciate that. And we, of course, thank you for coming this evening as well. It's great to celebrate Shamrock Athletics.
Now we are ready to recognize our medal winners. Our first presenter this evening is softball coach Dorsey.
Thank you, Mr. Long. For those who don't know me, I am Callie Bachmann, and I am the head softball coach at St. Jeff's. And I took over the program in 2019, and I actually graduated here in 2012. So it's actually really good to be back in here. Tonight I'm here to honor 3 valuable players from the St. Jeff's softball program. We all know that playing isn't about the wins and losses. It's ultimately about the life lessons, being a teammate, and the memories you make along the way. So just a tad, like I said, I'm setting the moods. This could be really ugly or it could be good, so we'll see. But going into my first year with these players, I really wanted us to focus on team and how we as a team can handle difficult situations. John Gordon is one of my favorite authors, and his book, The Coffee Bean, inspired me to bring on this concept about the coffee bean within my first year. Short story is a fable about how to respond to difficult situations and how one can react in a difficult situation. So coming into my first year, bringing this up with my players, and actually at my parent meeting, we talked about the 3 items that we talked about. A carrot,
an egg, and a coffee bean. And what would you do when you put those 3 items in hot boiling water? A carrot, obviously, put in hot water, it becomes soft. So in a hard situation, it becomes soft. An egg, when you put it in hot water, what happens? Well, the outer shell becomes hard. So do you become defensive? Do you give up? And then lastly, he talks about a coffee bean. And so what happens when you put a coffee bean in hot water? It embraces the situation. You have a aroma, it tastes good, and ultimately you get coffee, but you also just made the best of the situation. So that was my first year. Second year, last year, pandemic, fall season, not exactly how everybody planned it to be. So I took that concept and I went into this year about dedication and commitment. And as a coach, you are always lucky when you find players who are dedicated and committed and natural leaders. And that's exactly why I'm here tonight, to honor 3 players who rose to the challenge every time, no matter the situation, especially during COVID. First one is Callie Bachmann, first year player for us as a junior. Very committed in the summer of what we could do based off of COVID. She was a great leader for our junior varsity team and started at first base for us, and her bat and definitely her skill improved over the year. So very excited for Callie, especially moving forward to their senior year. Hallie Langan, a 2-year letter winner, a 2-year academic honor recipient, and a 2-year starter for the program. Hallie is a true utility player for us, second base, first base, outfield, pitcher. Ultimately, what Hallie really succeeded at was her bat came in clutch in about every situation that we needed to, whether that was a bunt, single, or triple. And another standout too is Hallie's dedication and commitment to the program in the off season is what definitely made her a great leader for our team as well. And then lastly, our lone senior from Scotus, Camille Bachmann, new to our team her junior year, 2-year letter winner, 2-year academic honor recipient, voted team captain by her teammates 2 years in a row. And so that doesn't tell you about Camille, and I don't know what it does. I actually have a list of things, but Camille's dedication and the way she held herself accountable is what makes Camille, take that role of team captain. It was her drive. And one instance was her first year, she had higher expectations for herself at some of her at-bats. And if it didn't go her way, after a game, you could bet you'd see the headlights of her parents' car and her car shining on the batting cages at Gerard after a softball game because she wanted to get better bats in. Camille's definitely who you want on your team, and so she's a great leader for us, and we'll definitely miss her. And our saying is control the controllables. So if Callie, Camille could stand. Okay, let's give them a round of applause. And lastly, because once a shamrock, always a shamrock, don't tell anybody at CHS, but good luck to everyone competing this weekend, soccer, both girls and boys, and CHS baseball. Congrats. And that's Mr. Moore. Thank you.
It is now my honor to recognize those co-op athletes that coaches were unable to attend tonight. So we're going to start with 2020 boys tennis letter winners. Stand, would you please? This is from Coach Scott Bethune, Bo Yeliska, Ted Feringer, Frank Feringer. From Coach. All 3 of these boys were first-year letter winners. Bo competed in his second year of tennis, while Frank and Ted competed in the first year. I know he is excited about their future in tennis. From swimming coach Dylan, our letter winners, Kyra Dolman and Alex Secchi. Success this year, said Coach Dylan. Alex really showed up this year and worked hard on this show. Coach Dave McCarter reports that there were no Scotus letter winners in girls tennis. And from baseball coach Jimmy Johnson, our letter winners are Caden Young and Evan Bach. her varsity letter. Kate has had a great career at CHS, and his time put into improvements paid off. He has gotten better every year. Kate has been a consistent player in our lineup at first base and cleanup hitter. Kate is committed to Northeast Community College to play baseball next year and further his education. Evan has been an anchor at third base for us. He has put in a lot of time for baseball, and improvement has shown each year. Evan leads by example and has helped to create a great team atmosphere. He is committed to Mount Marty to play baseball and further his education, and these gentlemen are not done playing baseball yet this year. Congratulations. Okay, next is cross country. I would like to recognize Amy Sokol and Betsy Wall, assistant coaches. They are magnificent. I'm going to start with girls. Our girls were 87 and 35 this year. They were runner-up at the Boone Central individual meet. They qualified for the state meet with a close third place finish at districts and finished 11th in state. Here's our letter winners in increasing order of lettering points, so the most valuable is last. Please hold your applause. Stand, would you please, ladies? Remain standing. Josie Sliva with 18.5 points. Lily Doman with 26.5 points. Lily competed at state. Jasmine Jackson, 28 points, also competed at state. Serena Swan, she had 31 points. She broke into the lineup, so to speak, with a medal at the Scotus Invitational and was a consistent fourth runner for us from then on. Emily Ferguson, 40.5 points. Emily was a leader for us this year. She helped the younger runners and taught them about determination and heart. She medaled at the Scotus Invitational, the Boone Central Individual, Conference, and Districts. Our second leading scorer, Whitney Klug. Stand up. Whitney Klug, 58 points. She medaled at the Scotus Invitational, the Boone Central Individual Meet, Conference, and Districts. And our leading scorer this year, Lydia Farrington, 103 points. I was told you were going to wave. You're going to wave to the crowd. That's what I was told. Okay, now I lost my place. She medaled at every major meet except state, where she holds our course record and missed the medal by a fraction of a second. We had a successful season. Thank you, ladies, for your efforts. These are our girls' cross-country letter winners. The boys had a very successful season. They were 112 and 12. Ranked number one for a sizable portion of the season. They were runner-up at the Scotus Invitational, Conference, and Districts. They won the Boone Central Individual and the 3018 UNK Invite. They were 7th at state. Here's our letter winners. Hold your applause. Logan Erickson, 18 points. Alex Medina, 25 points. Jude McGuire, 37.5 points. Jude ran at state. I don't think Caleb came tonight. These guys have big shoes to fill because these next four gentlemen had a tremendous career and a fantastic season. Ross Dorsey with 81 points. This was Ross's first year in cross country. He solidified our top four. He medaled at the Boone Central Invitational, the Scotus Invitational, the Boone Central Individual Meet, the UNK Invite, Conference, and Districts. Benjamin Juarez, 83.5 points. He medaled at the Boone Central Invite, the Wahoo Invitational, Scotus Invitational, Boone Central Individual Meet, and Conference. Our second leading scorer, Nicholas Schultz, 88.5 points. Famous on our team for knowing athletic.net stats on the other teams. Medal at the Boone Central Invite, the Scotus Invite, the Boone Central Individual Meet, Conference, and Districts. And our leading scorer this year, Michael Gasper, with 96 points. Michael medaled at every major meet this year except the state meet, where he was our top runner. These are the boys' letter winners. Again, 112 and 12 this year. A fantastic season. Thank you, guys. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our next speaker for Tanya is Al Mikulski.
On behalf of Tanya, she apologizes for not being here tonight, but the school she teaches at is also having their award ceremony tonight, so she had a prior commitment. Girls golf team this year, we had 13 young ladies out for golf. The squad was with only one senior. We had to go through some COVID-19 precautions through the season, which affected our lineup several times. Tanya wanted to thank the parents who have been great supporters of your daughters and our team. Special thanks to Carmen Fullapp, who organized our team dinners, goodie bags for the girls, and team pictures when Tanya was ill with COVID. Team success this year, they won the Centennial Conference Tournament, played in Lincoln. They were third at districts and ninth at state. I believe this is the 11th year in a row that they have qualified for the state tournament. Here are our letter winners. If you're here, please stand when I call your name. Freshman Cecilia Arnold. This is Cecilia's first letter. She was the individual gold medalist at the conference tournament, where she shot a 74. That tied the school record set by J.C. Gasper, when J.C. was a senior. Cecilia was an NSAA Academic All-State Award recipient. She also was a 9th place medal winner at the state tournament this year. Cecilia Arnold. Ella's first year on the varsity, played a big role as the number 3 golfer, and did a good job for us. We think with a little more experience, Ella will be a pretty darn good golfer. Juniors, Abby Hutchinson. This is her first letter. And Elena Dearman. This is Elena's 3rd golf letter. She's been on the varsity ever since her freshman year. She was an NSAA Academic All-State Award recipient this year, and she has been nominated for the Lincoln Journal-Star Academic All-State Award. I don't believe they're out yet, finals and course. And finally, our senior, Jalen Fullapp. This is her 2nd golf letter. She also has been nominated for the Lincoln Journal-Star Academic All-State Award. Being the only senior, she was kind of the team leader this year. And most of you know, Jalen's not a big blah type. She does her leading in a quiet, dignified manner, and it was really appreciated. She did a good job. Those are our girls' golf letter winners for this year. And our next speaker will be Mr. Tyler Linder with wrestling.
All right, I have the distinct privilege of being able to talk not just about wrestling, but also about football. I'm also, at the end of my talk tonight, going to introduce our male lifter of the year as well. So let's start with ball sports. First and foremost, I have the distinct privilege of talking about 72 different athletes. Now, I'm not going to go over 72 different guys' stats. I'm not going to talk, in depth about each and every one. So, with the very few minutes that I have to talk about 9.5 months of work. We start in June and we go all the way through February with wrestling and football. That's a lot of time. And so I apologize for the brief acknowledgments that we have tonight. Let's start with football. First and foremost, I'm just incredibly thankful, as all of our fall coaches were, to be able to actually have a fall season. And I commend you, especially as athletes, for being on the front lines and bravely going through that. Coming off of a long quarantine with COVID, it was everything that we needed, right, to get back to normal, to get back to work. And I can't thank you enough for getting all of us back to normal. I really think that you guys were the driving force behind that. But our 2020 campaign for football, we were a 4-5 football team. We had several of those losses slip away at the very end. I do not believe that 4-5 record is indicative of the young men that we have in our program. But it's at this time I'd like to acknowledge all the hard work and the accomplishments of our letter winners. We have several letter winners, and I'll introduce them by class. So these are our sophomore letter winners. I'd ask you to stand when your name is called. Trent Chalaha, Jackson Faust, Alex Ferguson, Carter Philippi, Cameron Hofek, Eli Jarecki, Brennan Jelinek, Jameson Cush, Isaac Liebig, Sam Meyer, Isaac Pillen, and Mason Roberts. These are your sophomore letter winners. Junior letter winners: Chance Bailey, Zane Byron, Devin Borchers. Devin was also an all-state honorable mention, an all-district, and an all-conference player. He was also our only 1,000-yard rusher this year. We also have Tyler Klein, Carson Zarnick, Nick Ehlers, Nolan Fleming, Garrett Oakley. Garrett Oakley was an all-state honorable mention, all-district, and all-conference player. Luke Prismus, Seth Buchanan was an all-district honorable mention, and all-conference honorable mention. And Nate Wentworth. These are your junior letter winners. Our senior letter winners: Evan Bach. Evan was an all-state honorable mention, an all-district, and an all-conference player for us. Matthew Dolezal. Josh Faust. Josh was all-state honorable mention, all-district honorable mention, and all-conference honorable mention. Bryce Foreman. Brennan Fruitt. Sebastian Fritz. Trenton Hamlin. Jake Esack. Ben Camrat. Alex Navicki. Alex was also an all-state honorable mention, an all-district honorable mention, and an all-conference player for us. We have Evan Ruskin, Joel Schumacher, Simon Schumacher, Justin Sliva, and Cade Weezy. Cade Weezy for us was an all-state honorable mention, an all-district honorable mention, and an all-conference honorable mention player. These are your senior level winners. I'll save a few more comments about football until after I'm done with wrestling. And so I want to talk briefly about wrestling. First and foremost, it takes, let's talk about our athletes first. I want to talk about our freshman letter winners right away. If you're here, please stand. David DeLeon, Rudy Bronkhorst, and Spencer Whitman. Okay, these are your freshman letter winners. Our sophomore letter winners are Gabe Gasson and Paul Littlefield. Now I want to talk briefly about our upperclassmen, so stay until you're acknowledged. Our junior letter winners are Tyler Klein and Riley Eicliner. Tyler Klein brought in 6 varsity wins for us, 24 total team points, and was really like a solid member of our team. He was consistent, right? He came to practice with a great attitude every single day. We're very proud of Tyler Klein and his accomplishments. Riley Eicliner was our second leading scorer of our team. He brought in 32 varsity wins compared to 15 total losses. He was a state qualifier, and he led the team in takedowns, tech falls, near falls, and escapes. These are your junior letter winners. Our senior letter winners are Grant Neville, Evan Ruskamp, and Ben Cameron. Please stand. It looks like Grant's not here tonight. Grant led the team in reversals. Was a solid, very proud of Grant coming back out for his senior year. Like, we wouldn't have been the team that we were without him. He made practice much more competitive, and it was a great addition to our varsity team. Evan Ruskamp comes away, again, first year back, right, wrestling at a very difficult spot at the heavyweight position. Brings home 10 wins compared to 22 losses, and he was the team MVP of the Syracuse Pin Tournament, going 4-1 on a tremendous run. Right? Ben Camrat is a state qualifier, a conference champion, academic all-state. Led the team with 157 total points, had 39 wins compared to 12 losses, was our only wrestler to score at the state tournament. So these are your senior winners. So I'll take just a brief moment to thank my assistant coaches. I've got too many of them to rattle off here, but my assistant coaches in football and in wrestling make my job incredibly easy, and it makes the season incredibly enjoyable for our athletes. So I would not be the coach or the man that I am without those guys, next to me. The last thing I kind of want to say about this is to play football and to wrestle, you got to be a little bit weird. Like you really do. Football guys that are going to run 80 yards down the field and run like face first into somebody full speed, like you're a little nuts. Wrestlers, we're all weird. Like I don't think we have to go into too much detail. We're a different breed of people. But the thing that I love about that is, and please don't take this out of context, but you know, in the sports that I'm so privileged to coach, like our athletes and our coaches have to embrace difficulty. There's nothing easy about playing high school football, and there's definitely nothing easy about wrestling. Everything in life becomes easier after participating in those activities. So I commend you for that. Now, my last little thing here is to our seniors. I'm going to miss the heck out of you guys. And as a coach, I already know statistically like what I'm losing and what we need to replace as a program. You know, I even had to write it down. You know, wrestling, we need to replace 56 wins, 214 team points, 21 pins, and 62 takedowns. Okay, in football, our team has to replace 606 rushing yards, over 1,000 yards of passing, 25 touchdowns, 4 field goals, 21 extra points, 291 tackles, and 8 forced turnovers. Like, we have to replace that. Now, those things can be replaced, but the things that can't be replaced are you as people. And, like, I'm really going to miss every single one of you. Okay, and the impact that you've made on my life, like, it's easy to replace tackles, it's easy to replace takedowns, but it's impossible to replace people. So I really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything that you've done for me and my family, for the school. Thank you, seniors. My last task for the evening is to introduce to you the male lifter of the year. I don't have a fancy setup for this. I'm going to do it the way that I think this athlete would appreciate it. It's straight shooting. There's no frills. It is what it is. Our male lifter of the year is Callie Bachmann. Swanson to talk about boys basketball and boys golf.
Thank you, Coach Linder. First, I want to start off by acknowledging my coaches, Zach Phillips and Pat Rockhouse. You guys do a lot for us in the gym, all that kind of stuff, so thank you for their help. Bookkeepers, maintenance staff, athletic trainers, wives, thanks to them for letting us do what we do as coaches, and parents, thanks for letting us have your students and to be athletes in basketball. It was an honor truly for me to coach this team this year. This group of guys had probably the best chemistry for a team that I've had in my 5 years here so far. They truly enjoyed coming to practice and being around each other, and they're a very coachable group, and they have the potential to achieve great success in basketball. They're going to go into next year with a lot of experience, as we had 9 different guys start games this year. So we have a lot of guys coming back next year to be successful. Letter winners at the end of this year, freshman Jackson Hank. Sophomores, Trenton Schlaha, Jack Faust, Blake Wemloff, Carter Philippi. Those are your sophomore letter winners. Juniors, Chance Bailey, Nolan Fleming, Seth Buchanan, and Garrett Oakley. Garrett was an all-conference honorable mention candidate, all-state honorable mention, and the Holiday Tournament first teamer. Those are your juniors. And your seniors, Caden Young. Caden's been a starter off and on the last 2 years. years. He's a 2-year letter winner. He really developed himself physically and played with a lot of confidence this year. Gabe, he went last year, 5'10", 5'11", 6'1" now, probably put 20 pounds on in muscle. Great job in the offseason. We asked him to do some things outside his comfort zone this season, guard the post, guard out the perimeter more, and he did a great job at all those things. And during stretches this year, he was our best offensive player. He's a great shooter of the basketball. He's an all-state honorable mention guy, and he's an academic all-stater. Caden Young. The other senior letter winner, Josh Faust. Josh is a 2-year starter and a 3-year letter winner. He was known for his shooting ability, but it was the other things he did on the floor that made him a special player for us. He was a great rebounder from his guard position. He handled the ball well as our point guard and was arguably our best defender. He led by example and pushed others to compete at the level he competed at. He was also an all-state honorable mention guy, all-conference tournament team honorable mention, all-conference team, and an academic all-state. Josh Faust. Now I'm going to transition into boys golf. We aren't done with our season yet. Like all the other spring sports, we're kind of finishing up this last couple weeks here. We're still working toward our goal of making the state tournament. Our district is next Tuesday at Oakland Golf Club, and we're looking for a good performance that afternoon to get to state. If we qualify, it will be held in Kearney at state at the country club there on the 25th and 26th of May. Before I get to the members or the letter winners of golf, I'm going to look through a couple of the accomplishments that we've done this year. We have set school records for most tournament wins in a season with 6 so far. School record for team score in a 9-hole event with 150. School record for team score in an 18-hole round with 307. And both those marks beat the Oklahoma record by 1. So those are some records we're going to put on the board this year. Varsity letter winners for golf. Freshman Mason Gonta. Freshman Patrick Arner. He is a medalist at multiple invites this year. Freshman Nicholas Fleming. He is also a medalist at multiple invites and yesterday won his first invite championship. Junior letter winners, Nolan Fleming. Also a medalist at multiple invites this year. 2 or 3 second place finishes? We'll get there, we'll get that first. And Seth Duncannon, medalist at multiple invites as well this year. Those are your junior letter winners. Seniors, Evan Ruskin. Now, funny story with Evan. End of his freshman year, he wanted to go out for golf. We kind of talked about how he never played, right? He went out that summer and probably got about 10 or 15 rounds in. Came out as a sophomore. Showed great improvement. Then last year, COVID hit, didn't get to play. This year, he's been great. He's played in how many 4 or 5 invites this year. Done very well. I'm proud of the way you've done things. Congratulations. Dave has played in multiple invites for us. He's also academic all-state. I'm happy he came out. It was a tough decision for him between track and golf, and he went with what he wanted to do, and it's been a really good choice. Thanks, Dave. Josh Faust. He was a varsity medalist in multiple invites. He's an academic all-state guy, and I think the most surprising thing about Josh for me is his very first invite as a golfer. He goes to be medalist, gets 10th place. Great job. And now I have the privilege
letter winners. Please hold a round of applause. Joanna Rushman, please sit. Lydia Brzezinski, Mason Keel, Emma Lindhorst, Haley Steffensmeyer, Brooklyn Brand is the manager, Kate McGuire. She was an academic All-State member. Grace Mustard, she's academic All-State, honorable mention All-Conference, and honorable mention All-State. Please give them a round of applause. Seniors, let's start with Kim Shohan. She was an academic All-State, All-Conference member, All-Conference tournament team, honorable mention All-State, and she was selected to play in the Central Community College Columbus Telegram All-Star Game, and selected to play in the Thomas Dinsdale Stride All-Star Game in Grand Island. Cameron was asked to consistently guard opposing team's best player, whether they're 5'2" or 6'2". She did it all. She's a very versatile player for our program. Clarissa Cush. She was an academic All-State member, and she was also selected to play in the Central Community College Columbus Telegram All-Star Game. Clarissa was a great shooter for our program. She probably ran her offense and did those sort of things better than most. So she did a great job for us. Ava Keel. You gotta keep standing, girls. Come on, Cam. Ava Keel. She was academic All-State. She is selected to play in the Central Community College Columbus Telegram All-Star Game. She was selected to play in the Thomas Dinsdale Strive All-Star Game in Grand Island. That word. And she will play college basketball at Joan next year. Ava's a really hard worker. I don't think anybody does it harder than she does. She consistently spends time improving her game. This past season, she was our primary ball handler and was able to use a lot of the skills that she built. Mil Pella, academic All-State, honorable All-Conference, honorable mention All-State, and she was selected to play in the Central Community College Columbus Telegram All-Star Game. She's going to lead Scotus with 3 records. Most 3-point makes in the season with 52. She did that twice. Most 3-point makes in the game was 7, and most 3-point makes in the career with 145. Phil has spent a lot of time improving her game, a lot of times in the gym. She was a very good shooter for our program, and that's obviously evident by the records that she has. Janae Rush, academic All-State, All-Holiday Tournament Team, All-Conference, honorable mention All-State, was selected to play in the Central Community College All-Star Game, selected to play in the Thomas Dinsdale Scribe All-Star Game in Grand Island. Janae was a very versatile player for us. No better example than our district final, or sub-district final game against David City. Within consecutive possessions, she makes a 3, she posts up and scores, and then drives to the rim and hits the winning free post. So, very versatile. Our program couldn't have asked for a better group of seniors to enter a year of uncertainty. These girls were consistent demonstrations of what positive leadership looks like, along with just unwavering work ethic. These seniors will be missed, but their impact will be felt for years to come. Thank you. Please sit down. Our season was a big success. We finished 15-9, playing probably one of the hardest schedules, if not the hardest schedule in C1. Some of the highlights, we beat St. Cecilia for the first time since 2012. It's quite a while. We made it to the conference tournament semis, and we advanced to the district final against Broken Low. Overall, I'm just very proud of the girls and their hard-working attitude. But most importantly, they were 100% a team on and off the court. Coaches, I want to thank Mike Buchanan. We got 1 year out of him, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. Joe Hotchek, our freshman coach. John Peterson. Mike, I'm going to admit that he's going to coach my daughter someday, so that's about 7 years away, so that's good. Brett Rusher, Pam Peralt, Joe Schrofelter, and Ruskin Kidd. These guys all do a great job for our program. I want to thank Andrew up there for all he does to help our program. We have great senior parents and parents in general that do a great job. I want to thank Joe Schrofelter and Chris Mustard for doing book. That's a huge advantage to have them down there. Quinn McKinnon did a great job as a student manager, and we appreciate that. And also my wife. As my kids get older, this becomes a lot more difficult to do, with just all the different activities, and she has to take a lot of that, so we appreciate that. So thank you. Lifter of the Year. I get the privilege of introducing the girls' Lifter of the Year. Our Lifter of the Year has done a great job the last few years here. What sets her apart is her willingness to get in the weight room year-round, and she comes in to work hard every day. A big part of the success that she's had in athletics is her commitment in the weight room and the toughness that she has developed. So your
Before I talk about volleyball and track, I want to just mention one thing. Congratulations, Ava. Teaching strength classes and just being around the weight room in the summer. A couple of years ago, as female coaches, we were really frustrated. We didn't give the award because we didn't feel anybody was deserving. And that's one of the reasons we've got all those things up there, is because our girls were really willing to put in that effort in the weight room. So the last couple of years have been a great improvement where it's been a real hard decision as to who to give that award to. So with the new strength training coach being hired for next year, I hope you boys and girl athletes really embrace that opportunity, because it really has become a real advantage in high school athletics to have a person like that on staff. And I think if you buy into it, it's really going to hugely improve programs that are already very good and make us even better. So once again, congratulations, Ava, and I challenge all the rest of you to match what Kate and Ava got done this year in the weight room. Okay, moving on to volleyball. I'd like to start by thanking my coaching staff for their assistance in getting through, once again, as the other fall coaches mentioned, a very unusual seasons as plans and guidelines changed weekly this past fall due to COVID. More than once, Mr. Anuka or Mr. Long came into the gym and said, Coach Julie, I've got bad news for you. And we did have some girls that had to quarantine, which did affect our season drastically. Before I talk about that, I'd also like to say thank you to all of our coaches. My appreciation really goes out to all of our first time we needed to replace all 4 junior high coaches. So alumni Kim Dreesen and Christy Brzezinski stepped up at the 8th grade level, and Kendra Thiem, another alumni, stepped up at the 7th grade level, and she was also assisted by Jessica Urick. And it's just great to have those 3 alumni back in our program. They did a great job last year, and I know they'll do great things in the future to come. I would also like to send out a special thank you to my varsity assistant coaches, Bree Ackerman, Alex Meyer, and volunteer Jordan Shohan, for their time and effort, not only in helping on the varsity nets, but also with their JV squad who finished a 12-4 record, as well as a special thanks to our freshman coach, who we're really going to miss, Julie Blauser, 1 in a million. She has retired at the end of last season after 30 years in our program. So you don't just replace that. She's going to be a really tough person to replace. I'm really going to miss her as a friend as well as a coaching peer. Her reserve team showed great improvement and growth and finished with a 9 and 7 mark. Her knowledge of the game will just be greatly missed. We had 30 girls out, grades 9 through 12 this past fall, and I would like to thank all of them for stepping up and meeting the variety of challenges we were faced with this season. The varsity finished with an 11 and 12 record, and believe me, that's weighed heavily on me. We lost 3 matches from our schedule due to COVID that were canceled, played with various lineups due to quarantines, and yet I'm really proud of the girls because we were still able to keep working, play our best matches of the season in sub-districts, upset David City, and give Lakeview everything they wanted. So I'm really proud of how the girls hung in there and never gave up. Our motto was perseverance isn't a long race, but it's many short races put back to back, and I think they really lived by that motto. At this time, I would like to introduce our 2020 volleyball letter winners. Sophomores, Lydia Brzezinski, defensive specialist, Mason Keel, setter, Katie Nelson, one of our managers, Lindsay Onuka, defensive specialist, Haley Steppensmeyer, middle attacker, Gabby Young, another invaluable manager, our juniors, Berlin Kluber, middle and right side, Ruby Martinez, another valuable manager, Audrey Sprunk, setter, McKenna Savela, defensive specialist, Chloe Walker, outside and middle attacker, Kate McGuire, our invaluable libero, kept the ball off the ground in the back row. Kate was chosen for all conference honors as well as all-state honorable mention, and she is one of our team's NSAA Academic All-State Award winners. Grace Mustard played both on the outside and the right side this year. As I said, we had a lot of lineup changes. Grace was awarded all-conference tourney team, all-conference honorable mention, and all-state honorable mention. These are our underclassmen volleyball letter winners. Our senior letter winners, Jamie Grant and Michaela Creeshaw earned their letters as our senior managers. We had a big group of managers. They were fun to be around and did a great job. Cameron Shohan. Cam played setter for us in both our 5-1 and 6-2 systems. She was a 6 rotation player hitting both left and right side when she wasn't setting. She was selected for all conference honors, honorable mention all-conference tourney team, and honorable mention all-state. Karen will continue her volleyball career at CCC this fall, and I hear that she's playing basketball, and she also gets to play in the CC All-Star Volleyball game, so she'll be busier with this summer. Anna Ewers. Anna played both middle and right side for us this season. Her positive and unselfish attitude is commendable and one that most of you would want to imitate. She was asked to move positions a lot during our rotation changes. She is a true team player and others can learn from her example. Anna received one of our NSAA Academic All-State Awards. And Tanley Miller, our third senior leveler. Tanley was the leading attacker for us from the left side with great cross-court and line shots. She developed an aggressive jump float mid-season and went on some big scoring runs for us. Tanley was selected as honorable mention conference all-tourney team and honorable mention all-state. She was also selected to play in the CC Volleyball All-Star game, but due to family vacation, she had to decline the invite. But congratulations on those selections. These are our senior volleyball players. On the tracks, I would like to start once again by recognizing our junior high and senior high track staffs. We had over 165 7 through 12 athletes out for track this season. And if you were trying to go anywhere between Scotus and Pawnee Park at 3:45, it was a unique traffic jam the entire distance, trying to get all those kids out to the track. It required a lot of time and effort to make everything run smoothly out there. Coach Schoenfelder and I send a special shout out and thank you to our junior high staff of Melanie Minnick, Bree Ackerman, Clyde Erickson, Sam Rose, Jacob Dewey, Mike Allen, and Ron Starzik, as well as to our senior high staff, Roger Cranky, Betsy Rawl, Alex Meyer, and Jill Brahacek. They've all worked very hard to make this spring a fun and successful experience for all you athletes. The 35 girls that make up our squad worked very hard this spring to try some new events and to improve their marks. We have had great success earning team championships at the Lakeview and Battle Creek invites and runner of honors at the Wayne High School and Schuyler invites. We will need to continue to step up our performances on Thursday as we face a very tough field in the B4 district meet that will be held at Alton. I truly appreciate the work ethic and great attitudes of all you girls and guys since we work out together that you've had this year. After losing our season last spring to COVID, it really was great to be back on the track. Some of the learning curves were big, but you all stepped up and met the challenge, and you've been a very fun group to coach, so thank you. These are our underclassmen track letter winners. Kyra Bowen in the jumps, Riley Dretsky jumps, Ashley Leffler throws, Kenzie Misak hurdles middle distance, Nev Papik middle distance, Rosie Suka middle distance, Addison Schoenfelder throws and starting with the pole vault, Josie Slivik distance, Serena Switek distance, Isabel Zaruba hurdles. Our sophomores, Lily Doman distance, Ashley Hoffman sprints in our 4 and 1600 relays, Whitney Klug distance in our 3200 relay, Lindsay Onuki in the jumps, Haley Steffensmeyer in the throws. Our junior letter winners, Lynn Kluber throws, Audrey Sprunk in the sprints, Reagan Suka as our invaluable manager, McKenna Sabela in the pole vault, Chloe Walker in the throws, and Grace Mustard in the 100 and 300 hurdles, as well as Grace has ran 100 for us and scored high in those along with her hurdle races, and she's also a member of our 4x100 sprint relay team. Right now, Grace has the leading time in the state in the 100 hurdles. The girl who happens to be 100th of a second behind, is that right? Happens to be in our district. So that's going to be an unbelievable hurdle race on Thursday. And Grace also is a past state qualifier. Those are our underclassmen letter winners. Our senior letter winners. I know they couldn't be here tonight, but I still want to mention Olivia Klug and Jalen Fullapp. They knock on my door and they say, "Hey, Coach, we're going to go out for track this year. Haven't been out for track." So both of these girls decided to come out for something fun to finish their senior year, and we were really glad they did. Olivia earned her letter in the 3200 run, and Jalen was in the pole vault. Moving on, Olivia Farrington. Olivia enjoyed a lot of success, stand up please, in cross country, as Coach Long mentioned. She has shortened up the distance and is concentrating on her speed development in the 48 and the 1600 races. She has ran and medaled in the top 2 in all of these events at most of our meets, as well as running a leg frequently on a mile relay just to finish out the day's workout at a meet. Along with her third letter, she has earned conference and district titles during her racing career and is a past state meet qualifier. Our remaining 4 seniors are all earning their 4th varsity letter. Shelby Bridger. Shelby is the leader in our volleyball group. She has improved yearly, raised her best height by a foot just a week ago, and if she can match that or do a little better, has a great chance of qualifying for Burke. No pressure there, Shelby, on Thursday. Emily Ferguson. Emily has been a mainstay in our distance group, focusing on the mile and 2-mile races. She is the only athlete, if all of you know Emily, that I've ever coached that no matter what the workout is, she always smiles. And most of them don't. When Coach Linder said that football players and wrestlers are a strange group, ask Coach Long. Distance runners are right up there with you. They're a little bit of a strange group. Emily is our team's NSAA academic All-State Award winner. Anna Ewers. Anna is one of the top performers in the area in both the high jump and triple jump. She's a member of our conference 400 relay championship team, was the triple jump gold medalist at the state track and field festival held in Papillion, and also is a past state qualifier. Clarissa Cush, along with Anna, Clarissa is a top performer in the triple jump, as well as in the long jump and 400-meter dash. She also is a member of our conference 400 relay championship team, and also a past state qualifier. Clarissa is our team's 2nd NSAA Academic All-State Award winner. Congrats, ladies. Thanks for your great work ethic, leadership, and happy dispositions. I'm really going to miss you guys. Okay, just a quick closing. Once again, a heartfelt thank you to everyone who contributed in any way to all of our athletic programs this year. Our coaches, all of you parents, you're known for going the extra mile. And even though they've already been thanked, I know Andrew has been, but I got to give Annette a thank you, keeping all of us on task. What that woman knows about this school and our sports program is amazing. They just put more hours behind the scenes than anyone can ever realize. And also, as everyone else has done, a special thanks to Tim and my family who are always there for me with their love and support. We hope you'll come support our team Thursday in Albion, and then we run at Burke the weekend of May 21st and 22nd. Thanks again. Good luck to all of our friends who are still competing in their district and state competitions. Go Rocks! At this time, I get to introduce our head boys track coach, Coach Schoenfelder. With our team awards.
Thanks, Coach Julie. This year we have 26 boys out on our team. I've enjoyed most of the time. Some days not so much when we've been playing about workouts. Andy Schultz, who, Mr. Long is correct, does know all athletic.net stats for everybody. It's a new one every day, which thank you for your dedication for that. Leadership has been outstanding, like Coach Linder said. We'll get to it, but these senior boys have been great. We have great teammates. So Vicky didn't get to be out, but he's one of the best guys that can be out. Chose to be out to get in shape for a summer bod. And Jake could be the best height guy that anybody's ever seen. So we thank you for that. So right now we're getting into our letter winners. Underclassmen, Rudy Brunkhorst is in mid-distance. You can stand up, Rudy. David De Leon is throws. Logan Erickson, distance, jumps, whatever I decide to throw him in. Jackson Henning, mid-distance and relays. Cameron Kudrin is distance. Max Lancaster throws. And then we'll go to juniors, because my sophomore is not here. Garrett Oakley, first year out, fifth at the conference track in the long jump, 6th in triple jump. He participates in jumps, sprints, and relays. Lyndon Oval is a thrower. Tim Sliva jumps and relays. Tyler Stewart, academic All-State, and is a thrower. Nick Eilers, who just came out, who stole him from the golf team, academic All-State, and a thrower. Underclassmen, thank you. was fifth at conference in the 2 mile. He's academic all-state. His leadership will be missed on the track. I think, no, he's really good. He comes up with our good relays. Sometimes he switches orders and Coach Toomey doesn't quite know what's going on, but we smooth that over. Jay Keysacker is our height guy. Sprints, relays, pole vault, whatever we can get him in. You know Jake works hard because you can see him over in the corner like a tree or fence out of the way, making more room in his stomach. Ben Juarez, academic all-state, he's a distance guy. Great leader, great guy to have out, never causes a problem. Hardly ever talks, so we don't even know he's there. Alex Novicki, academic all-state. Sprints, and he is our team rabbit. We'll send him out fast and let everybody catch him, and then that's what he's done with his workout. Thanks, Alex. Justin Sliva, he's a returning state qualifier in the hurdles. He placed fifth at conference in the 110. He's a hurdles and relays guy. Thank you, Justin. Each year we have our athletes vote on Leader of the Pack awards, which are, for each event group. So we'll start with pole vault because that's what I coach, and I think pole vaulters deserve more recognition. This year's award winner is Shelby Bridger. Rhodes is Tyler Stewart. I combine jumps together with Clarissa Cush and Anna Eilers. Gold, Grace Mustard. Sprints is no other than the human rabbit himself, Alex Novicki. And this is Michael Gasper. Also for track, we vote on the Team Spirit Award. These are individuals who are always positive at practice as well as meets. They are there for their teammates, cheering them on and helping wherever needed. This year's Girl Award winner is Emily Ferguson. And boys winner is Jay Keysacker. I would like to thank everybody who helped keep gate and worked in sessions at the Jim Pitts Memorial and on our conference track. Mr. Klein did a wonderful job on the grill. We thank you for that. We're about to keep conference track coming back for another couple years. Mrs. Hash, like Mrs. Tooley said, does everything for this school. Thank you, Mrs. Hash. And I'd like to thank everybody for your support throughout the year. And I have the privilege to announce PJ Miller, boys soccer coach, and wish him the best of luck tomorrow.
After that game, we went to Northern Catholic, won in a shootout, felt a little confidence. Then we went off to the Bryan tournament, lost to 2 Class A teams. Combined sport and drill. More lessons learned. Confidence dwindling, and everyone started to rise up. Then off to Blair. This is when I firmly think we flipped the switch. Scored our first goal 54 seconds in the match. They equalized a short time later, halftime 1-1. Come back, score 4 in the second half, and 5. Since that game, we've gone on an 8-game winning streak. We outscored our opponents by a combined score of 36-7, and we have 3 shutouts on that stretch. During the streak, we had to beat Schuyler 3 times. Beating a team once, it's hard enough. 3 times, it's unheard of. And after all that, wouldn't you know it, we're sub-state champs. Kids worked hard, bought into what we're teaching. Now we've been rewarded with a trip to the state tournament. Our confidence is sky high. We're peaking at just the right time. And I've heard from other coaches playing the state tournament that said, thank goodness we're not playing you guys in the first one. We'll be going in as the number 6 seed, playing Eicliner on Michael. We'll play at 1 o'clock on Thursday. Hopefully you guys can make it. Now I'd like to introduce our team winners, letter winners for the year. Starting with the freshman. Please stand up, player. Freshman, Evan Keenan. Manny Caballero. Frank Farrington. Alex Medina. And Josh Dixon. This group is combined for a total of 20 of our 53 goals this season. Frank leads the team with 17. Josh has been thrown into the mix early and had to make a lot of saves. He's got 175 saves on the season, will go along with 6 shutouts. Thanks, guys. Sophomores, Trent Chalala, Ted Farrington, Alex Ferguson, Bryce Fullapp, Karen Hubeck, Academic All-State Carter Philby, Isaac Lee, Alex Zuhoff, and Blake Lemon. This group keeps us on our toes, I tell you what. Just look at their hair. Thanks a lot. Juniors, Chris O'Donoghue, Captain Chance Bailey, Zane Byerman, Evan Borchers, Carson Sonner, Luke Christmas, Adam Quinn, and Ethan Wolf. This is a quiet bunch. Well, except for Zane and Luke. They like to lead by example, and they are responsible for 14 of our goals this season, with Chance leading the way with 13. Thanks. And now for our seniors. Academic All-State Ross Dorsey, Team Captain, and Team Captain Matthew Dorsey. You guys were my first freshman class as a coach here. We had a great season. We were 5-12. Since then, you guys have helped lead this team to a 25-11 record. We fell a game short of the state tournament your sophomore year, last year, junior year, COVID. We came back stronger than my year. This year we thought was going to be a rebuilding year, but you two have made sure it didn't take it over. On the season, Ross has 5 goals, 6 assists, and has started every game since a freshman, and he's the glue that holds our midfield together. Matthew, North Star goal. Got his nickname from scoring the winning goal against Lincoln North Star sophomore year at the prep tournament. For the year, he has 6 goals, 3 assists. You guys have been leaving us in good shape for years to come, and I thank you. I'd personally like to thank our coaching staff, John Bailey, Tyler Bott, John Brzezinski, and our athletic trainer, Andrew Sheridan. I couldn't get all this done without your help. It's been a very busy year for me, and you guys are very much appreciated. Merlin and Annette, as always, thank you for keeping me informed on everything and having the opportunity to coach these goals. I'd also like to thank my family. I know Renee, you don't like to talk about it, but it is what it is. I'm gone a lot, and I appreciate everything you do for me. My son Brady just graduated college from UNL. fortunate that you did. I'm so proud of you, and I just want you to know I love you. Coach, Kristen Kaczynski, and wish them the best of luck at State. Oh, and one more thing, guys. Let's go steal their bike. Oh, yeah!
Last one, guys. Okay, so far, our record is 13-4. And we have Lincoln Luther in the first round of state packs on Friday at 7. Along with the boys team, our girls team has also made tremendous strides from the beginning. We came out at round 0, maybe even just a tad below, having 2 years off at a very slow start. But the girls came to practice every single day going to work. They had an open mind and they trusted in the process. You know, it's not fun. It's something that's so hard and uncomfortable. But like coaches have said before, you gotta embrace it. You gotta embrace being uncomfortable because you gotta get past that comfort zone in order to get better. You know, and that's always our goal, to make ourselves better every single day. You know, and come with an attitude that, hey, we're not just gonna be satisfied being good enough to play mediocre teams. We're here to play the big girls. You know, we wanna be there, and our number one goal this year was to be at state. You know, and now we're here, but it's not big enough now. No, we're not done. This is not it. We want more, we wanna win. So with that, I'll introduce our state qualifying soccer team. Freshmen, we have Joanna Rusher as midfielder, Mary Palties, midfielder, and Alice Chavez. She plays the defensive midfield for us. And those are our freshmen. Sophomores are Faith Weber as goalkeeper, Mason Kiel midfielder, Lydia Brzezinski a forward, Brooklyn Grant defender, Shelby Brandenburg defender, Claire Rickard forward, and Jace Nelson, she plays midfield and forward for us. Those are our sophomores. Our juniors are Kate McGuire, defender, Grace Sinclair, midfield, Liz Adamy, defender, Holly Langan, midfield, and Ruby Martinez, and she plays defense and midfield and forward and anywhere we need her. Those are our juniors. And for our seniors, you know, every year a coach only hopes that a group of seniors are going to come in and lead your team in every aspect, in every way. You know, these are the ones that work their tail off, they never make excuses, they're dedicated to making themselves and their teammates better, and they don't accept any worse. You know, these girls have been so positive and so uplifting and motivating on the field. You know, they've been a very high attribute of our success this year. So first up here is Tammy Miller. Tammy plays in the midfield and forward position for us. She has a career 12 goals and 7 assists. And this poor girl, she's been battling injuries throughout the season. Second game in, she had a bad rib injury that she could barely breathe every time she ran on the field, so she had to come out and catch her breath and go back in. And you ready? You ready? Okay, go back in, come on. Then now she's playing through a quad injury. But, you know, this girl, she's unstoppable. You know, none of that is stopping her from charging through and using her speed to get to the goal. You know, along with her speed, she has one of the best slip throw-ins that I've ever seen. And with that, it makes her a very dangerous player for us. Tammy's had some huge goals for us to start our offensive attack, and she just keeps getting better and better. Ava Keel. Ava has 3 career assists as a defender. You know, and along with volleyball, she is that player that with the killer instinct that we all love to get behind and make sure she gets all 10. We love when she plays all. We always know that she'll give everything she has in her to carry her team through those 80 hard minutes that she plays every single game. It was a huge part of our defense that has been a brick wall lately, and with her back there, we know that our team is in big hands. She's a great leader and motivator for our team. Camille Bella. Camille plays in any position, again, that we put her in. She played midfield, she played forward, she played midfield. She has 13 goals and 6 assists. She's another player that goes harder than hard all the time. She's the one yelling, "Let's go!" And she can barely even breathe, they're intimidated to see her teammates and her coach ready and keep pushing. She's the one great leader and motivator on and off the field. Cameron Jones. Cameron plays in the midfield for us, center mid. She has 14 career goals and 11 assists. This girl is a beast. Not very many people want to go up against her if you can't help it. You know, she plays in one of the hardest positions to play in soccer, and she plays their whole game every single game. She takes every direct kick, every corner kick, and throws in most throw in because she can just launch it. With Cameron on the field, we know that we always have a plan of attack, and we always have an extra defender to ensure a lead. She's another great leader on our team. And Janae Rusher. Janae stepped in to play goalkeeper this year. And this is a kid that, again, defies everything I said about senior. You know, she always comes to work hard. She was always positive, she cheers on her team every step of the way, and she's ready to step in whenever we need her. She has made tremendous strides from the very beginning, not playing soccer for a long time. You know, and she's a great athlete, a great kid, and we just absolutely love having her on our squad. I want to thank all my assistant coaches, Jalen Fullapp, and all our student managers. Andrew, thank you for always being there and helping us out. And Annette and Merlin, thank you for being my eyes and ears here at Scotus and on the way. And thank you for all your time and dedication you put into making our program so successful. And I make this so much more fun. And lastly, I want to wish all the Scotus athletic programs the best of luck as your seasons wind down. And to all you athletes. Now, may you all reach the success that you worked so hard to earn throughout your seasons. You know, and I say this because there's been many so kind people just come up and just say, you know, you guys are working so hard, you just totally deserve this. You deserve this, you know. You came so far, you deserve this, you know. I don't think it is that you deserve it. You know, you work hard, you do the extra stuff to make it easier to get there, but nothing's going to come to you just because you think you deserve it. You got to go get it. You got to get after it. You got to earn your place. You know, you guys need to take it and embrace every opportunity that comes your way. You know, enjoy every moment because you just don't know when it's your last. How many seniors from last year keep coming up to us and just, they wish they were in your guys' shoes this year. They would do anything. Anything. You know, and lastly, fight. Fight until the end. You know, never give up, leaving no regrets. You guys can do it. Boys and girls and every other sport to the end of their seasons. So go get it, get after it, and earn your place. Mr. Brown,
Okay, guys, bear with us, we're almost there. I do have some quick thank yous from the coaches of the athletic department, media, radio, newspaper, Columbus News team, cheerleaders, pep band, flag corps, fans, parents, student body, and everyone that makes up Team Scotus. Columbus Community Hospital, Premier Physical Therapy, especially Andrew Sheridan. Administration, faculty, school board, Father Hideoff, Annette Hatch, custodians, bus drivers, office staff, cafeteria staff, Scotus Booster Club, and numerous volunteers, the service clubs, especially Saratoga and Knights of Columbus, my wife and the spouses of all the coaches, and anyone I missed. A quick year in review. District championships this year in girls soccer, boys soccer, and baseball. Girls and boys track and boys golf remain with opportunities. We were district runners-up in boys cross country and girls basketball. We competed as a team in the state tournament or meet in girls golf, girls cross country, boys cross country, girls soccer, boys soccer, and baseball. In state level competition, the girls golf finished 9th, girls cross country 11th, boys cross country 7th, and journalism, though not athletics, it's an SAA activity, and we were state champions. Please stand if you're in powerlifting. Powerlifting is not an NSAA sanctioned sport, but they work out in our weight room and compete in several meets. They were third in both girls and boys state powerlifting. Okay, here we are to the big awards. All award winners, including the lifters of the year, stay for a photo after. I'll say it again. Award winners, stay for a photo after. The first 3 awards go to Underclassmen. The Eleanor M Scholarship. Gary and Chris Bach, family members, are with us tonight. This $500 scholarship goes to a junior returning to Scotus for their senior year. It's based on achievement at or above ability level, demonstration of sound moral character, and the recipient must have participated in at least 2 sports in each of their sophomore and junior years. This award is selected by the administration. It goes to a female in even years and a male in odd years. This year's winner, Nick Ewers. The Jeff Draza Scholarship. This $250 scholarship goes to a sophomore or junior returning to Scotus. The student must be in the top 2/3 of their class and be an all-around athlete. This award is selected by the administration, and the winner is Grace Mustard. The Jim Pitts Memorial Scholarship. Judy Pitts is with us tonight. Jim Pitts was a longtime teacher and coach at Scotus. The selection of these $500 scholarship winners, 1 girl and 1 boy, are based on involvement in a minimum of 3 NSAA activities, at least 2 of which are athletics, quality of performance in said activities, and selfish support of teammates, and a desire to continue involvement in Scotus athletics in the next school year. This award is selected by the administration. Our female recipient, Kate McGuire. And our male winner of the Jim Pitts Memorial Scholarship, Garrett Oakley. The Jean G. Witt Memorial Scholarship. I believe Joan Witt is with us tonight. Jean Witt was a very successful distance runner and benefactor at Scotus. We have 4 $300 scholarships awarded to seniors who have competed in cross-country and track based on career dedication to each sport. These selections were made by their head coaches. Our cross-country recipients, Lydia Farrington, Nicholas Schultz. And the Jean Witt Memorial Scholarship winners in track, Anna Ehlers, Justin Sleva. The Chip Cal Scholarship. These $5,000 scholarships go to current senior SCOTUS soccer players of good character who participated and achieved above-average accomplishments in the SCOTUS soccer program, exhibiting good sportsmanship and team effort, and are planning to attend a post-secondary institution of higher education. These selections were made by the Chip Cal Classic Committee. Recipients were recognized at the Chip Cal Memorial Open earlier this spring, so I don't have anything for you tonight, but would you please stand and be recognized? Camille Pellon and Ross Dorsey. They'll pull the seat right out. The Scotus Booster Club Athletic Scholarship. This is a $250 scholarship to be used by a boy and girl for the continuance of the recipient's education. It's presented to a senior boy and girl athlete not receiving a full athletic or academic scholarship. The recipient must have participated in at least 1 sport. The athlete must also have shown desire and improvement in the eyes of the coaching staff. These selections were made by head coaches. The female recipient, Clarissa Gush. And the male winner of the Scotus Booster Club Athletic Scholarship, Evan Bob. The Babe Ruth Award. This award is presented to the senior boy and girl athletes at Scotus who, through their enthusiasm and dedication, have made a tremendous impact on sports at Scotus. Both recipients must have worked hard for the betterment of the team and have promoted athletics in every possible way. Traditionally, this award has gone to the athletes that, because of their drive, positive attitude, and team spirit, contribute a facet to their squad that's impossible to measure and irreplaceable. These selections were made by head coaches. The female winner, Ava Gill. And the male Babe Ruth winner, Ben Camrat. We've come to the athletes of the year. Our seniors that have left a legacy in athletics at our school. Our highest athletic awards of the evening. There are two Athlete of the Year awards that are presented outside of the event tonight. These student athletes will or have received their awards at another time. I have nothing for you this evening, but please stand and be recognized. The Saratoga Athletes of the Year. Their Athlete of the Year awards will be presented at the Saratoga Athletic Banquet on May 19th. These selections were made by head coaches. Please stand and be recognized. Camille Pellon and Michael Gasper. The Clear Athletes of the Year. Their Athlete of the Year awards are usually presented at a luncheon, but due to COVID, that banquet will not occur this year. These selections were made by Clear Prep Club members. Please stand and be recognized. Cameron Shillon and Josh Faust. And the Scotus Male and Female Athletes of the Year. These are the most prestigious awards. The recipients must excel in both academic and athletic ability and performance. The recipients must show qualities of leadership and strong character. These selections were made by head coaches. Accompanying these awards are the Lee and Shirley DeRosa Family Athletic Scholarship. It's awarded to female and male athlete of the year. The scholarships are valued at $500 each. If the scholarship winner is unable to accept the scholarship due to NCAA regulations, that money will remain in the Scotus Endowment Fund. The female Scotus Athlete of the Year, Cameron Shillon. And the male Scotus Athlete of the Year, Josh Faust. That concludes our ceremony. I thank everyone for all you do for Scotus and for Scotus Athletics. Thank you.